Hello everyone, welcome back to the series AFC Bournemouth episode 4, and well, you might notice that we've had a pretty good run off camera since I was last with you. Let's have a look at that. First of all, you'll see the support for the manager has been turned around. So I think the last game we saw was when we hammered Newcastle 4-1, and since then we then scored 4 again at home to Crystal Palace as we defeated them by 4-0. This was a really good result. Almada, look at this, dancing through to open the scoring, and from then on we never really looked back. I mean, they had a lot of shots, Palace, but nothing overly threatening. Callum Wilson really been bang on form since the opening day of the season. He danced through as well there, and then Almada with the assist this time. What a ball through to the other Wilson, Harry on loan from Liverpool, and he finished it off. And then in the 78th minute we scored the fourth and final goal. Josh King sneaking one in at the near post, and that really was a great result. Unfortunately, that was followed up by one that was not quite what we wanted. I mean, probably a fair result, the draw, but would have really liked to have got the 3 points from this one against our fellow South Coast side. And this one, a good build-up play, working through the midfield, and then Almada found Callum Wilson, and just like that, we were 1-0 up inside 12 minutes. Unfortunately, Webster got the equaliser. Really poor goal to concede there for us from Adam Webster, and we had to settle for a point from that one. But then things really turned around, starting with this one, a 2-0 win at home to Wolves. We didn't play that well. I mean, it was a fairly even game, but we got the win. So it was Josh King, who gave us the lead with this strike. Really powerful. Keeper perhaps will be a little bit disappointed to see that one go in. And then Callum Wilson sealed the points with a penalty towards the end of the game, and a good solid 2-0 victory for us there. We then travelled to Villa Park, and this one, I mean, we were probably, you can see from the stats there, I mean, we didn't play that well in this game, but when things go your way, they really do go your way. And we started off on fire. Josh King again, he certainly recovered from his poor start to the season. In the 6th minute, Callum Wilson, another penalty, put us 2-0. It seemed to be on easy street before that man Jack Grealish fired across goal into the bottom corner to bring Villa back into it. And then towards the end, the last couple of minutes, we managed to seal the 3 points with Lewis Cook just from edge of the area. Great strike to guarantee victory there. Maybe a little bit fortunate on that occasion. Then we have Burnley at home, and again, not a vintage performance. We probably just about edged it overall, I'd say. And we went into the lead about 15 minutes in. I mean, Lewis Cook there looking to play the ball into the box, and somehow it found its way into the back of the net. And then Tarkowski headed home before Lerma found Callum Wilson, that man again, to fire home from close range and seal us the 3 points. I mean, I did think at that point maybe I should come back for the Liverpool game. It could be, maybe we'll get a special result in this one, but decided, you know, we had them in the last episode, so no need to bother with that one. And just as well I didn't, as this one didn't go as well as the other games. Firmino gave Liverpool the lead in the 25th minute, and then into the second half he was able to double the lead, beating Ramsdale at his near post for that one. 100th league goal of his career, of course it is. And then Divock Origi fired in on the volley to see Liverpool take home the 3 points. I mean, we were the informed side, the most informed side actually in the Premier League going into that game, but as Liverpool had just drawn their first match against Leicester, that's the first drop points for them this season, incredibly, and we couldn't follow up on that. I mean, look at that, their goal difference is 40 already. I mean, ours is up to 7, which after the 2 early hammerings we took from Spurs and City. I mean, I've got to be pleased with that, and really pleased with sitting in 6th position. And you'll see from the squad dynamics, the managerial support, I've managed to turn it around. No one agrees with what Steve Cook was moaning about anymore. So, and this will go away soon. I mean, the promise, goes out in a few days. Really have turned it around. So if you do get that message in Football Manager, especially if you start with a low reputation for the league you're playing in, don't worry about it too much. You can always turn it around with some good results on the field, and that's exactly what's happened here. And turn it around so much actually that the board saw fit to offer me a new contract, a 2-year deal at $42,000 a week, which I signed straight away. I don't bother trying to increase that wage. It's just going to, I guess, impact the finances of the club anyway, in a negative sense for me. So really positive off camera, and hopefully that will continue in today's episode. So another tough game, and it'll be interesting to see how the players bounce back after losing that unbeaten record in humbling fashion against the all-conquering Liverpool. I think I'll probably stick with the same team that lost that game, though. Maybe bring Almada in. I think I'll leave it like that to start and see how we get on. Chelsea at full strength or thereabouts. So this one should be an interesting game. Let's see if we can react to that last result. So come on the cherries. OPN's Barmy Army. That's not going to stick, is it? I don't like that. That's not going to stick. First highlight, it looks like it's going to be us on the attack. Interplay between King and Wilson, and Josh King. I mean, he really has turned the corner and come into a great run of form of late. That's his 5th goal of the season after a little interchange with Callum Wilson, who's really lit up the Premier League this year. Callum Wilson way out in front at the moment in the top goal scorer charts. And I did think at the start of this, if I could get 20 league goals out of Callum Wilson this season, that we'd be on. Excuse me, there. I thought Chelsea had equalised. That we'd really be on looking at a good season. And he's got I think he's on 17 already, and we're not quite at the halfway stage yet. So he's well ahead of schedule, it's fair to say, and that explains why we're in the lofty position, lofty heights of the table. And let's ask for a bit of 10 minutes of passion from the lads. Let's see if we can build on this. I mean, Chelsea certainly having the better of the possession, and that's going to be Ramsdale's all day long. Well done, Aaron. I mean, I'm still not sure if I need to buy another keeper. I mean, at the moment, I just don't think it's not a priority. We don't have much money to play with. And Josh King, Wilson. I mean, that's the kind of chance that Callum Wilson has been sticking into the back of the net all season, and a really good one at that. As Lewis Cook tries to create something, but charged out. And it's been a decent game, decent start to the game here. Chelsea, one of the few sides that are above us in the league. As Wilson again, the creator, and Ryan Fraser's grabbed his 2nd goal of this season. Maybe I'll just go a little bit more balanced play. No need to rush things. Let Chelsea sit. I mean, we're certainly capable of catching them on the counter attack. We have done on a couple of occasions this season. And I mean, so far so good. I don't want to jinx anything. Well, Fraser's done well there. Great touch to beat his man, and he's danced through. Oh my word! Assist by Aaron Ramsdale and Ryan Fraser. I mean, I was a little bit worried coming into this one. I didn't mean to skip that replay. That was definitely worth watching again, wasn't it? But I was a little bit worried coming into this one about how... Is that it? Is not offside? He's on. Who is it? Is it Metham? Wilson? Callum Wilson. 18 for the season. And look at that. Of course it was Callum. He was the one to react when the ball in and around the penalty box, and we're in dreamland here. I mean, this is better than I could have imagined. I mean, I'll praise the players. I mean, what else can you do when they're 4-0 up against Chelsea at half time? And yeah, I mean, the players are calm and confident. I don't even need to shout at them at this stage, do I? Not with that kind of body language. I mean, Chelsea really don't. I mean, they're overwhelmed. They don't know what's hit them. They're struggling to cope with our football. It's a shame. Ryan Fraser going to have to come off. So, I mean, I think I'll bring Almada on in his place. I mean, Almada, I mean, he's done really well this season, actually. I mean, he's been on the bench the last few games, or some of them, just to shake things up. And we've got to rotate because Josh King's been in really good form. We've got Fraser coming back. And, I mean, we've still got Danjumar, who's a player I want to give some game time to. He's just come back from injury. So, I mean, I'd like him to get some games coming into the end of the year, into the new year. As Lerma looks to seek out, I said Josh King. He's quick to pounce on it. And can he... Oh, I mean, it was too much to ask, wasn't it, to get a fifth? I mean, we've scored 4 goals on a few occasions this season, as you've seen. I mean, do I want to maybe take Cook off, just as he's on a booking. And he's certainly done his job. I mean, the whole team really have performed to a man. Almada, I mean, can we get that 5? Say 4's been the magic number for us on a few occasions already. Matic finds Lerma. Is he going to have a dig? No. Finds Adam Smith. Josh King. Billing. Oh! Kepa's fumbled it. And Philip Billing, he's actually had a poor season, I have to say. He's not done well. I mean, that's why he's kind of out of the starting lineup. But he's come off the bench and he has scored that magic 5th goal. And I mean, this has gone much better. I mean, maybe you can tell from my voice, I did not expect this to go quite so well. Wow. Let's see, who should I bring on? Maybe I'll bring Cooks on a booking. I'll bring Kelly on and stick him. Put Ake back in the centre. And Ake's played this game. I think he played the last game as well at left back, as Rico is out injured. But, I mean, what can I do? Let's just praise the players, I think. That's fired them up even more just for the last couple of minutes. We're going to see this one out. Clean sheet as well. I mean, you look at the stats and you say Chelsea maybe had the better of it, but, I mean, they never in it. Did they have a chance? Did they even have a highlight? I'm not sure. I think they did they? I mean, it was one-way traffic from the off, and the only thing I can really say is that'll do. They're delighted with it. I'm delighted with the result, and it's Bournemouth 5, Chelsea 0. I believe the expression is that you love to see it. Steve Cook, no longer looking to leave the club over problems, trusting me as the manager, and is relieved to see I now have the support of the squad. And he celebrated that by turning awkwardly during training to sustain a light hamstring injury. But yeah, I mean, we're up to 5th in the Premier League. I don't think anyone could have any complaints. I mean, this is actually, I mean, the board gave me an A+ already. I mean, things have gone, certainly on the pitch and off the pitch for that matter, better than I had anticipated, if I'm being completely honest. But we all know in football, there's never much time to rest. So that Christmas present that was the 5-0 drubbing of Chelsea is now just a memory. And we have to now face Sheffield United. So it's certainly a winnable game. So, yeah, you might be wondering what happened here. And fairly easy to explain. I didn't realise until I was just editing this video together that the Sheffield United game didn't record properly. So here's what happened. It wasn't the most exciting game. He didn't miss too much, but it was a really disappointing result for us off the back of that big win, as we drew 1-1 with Sheffield United at home. Let's have a quick look at the goals. It was Sheffield United who came flying out of the blocks just less than 2.5 minutes on the clock when they went a goal up. Bit of a scrappy one, but gave them the lead. And then Harry Wilson's corner, Callum Wilson knocked down for Josh King to equalise. And I mean, we put a bit of pressure on later on in the game as I searched for the winner, but it wasn't to be. And yeah, a bit of a gutting result, that one. Certainly 2 points dropped, and I must make sure I am recording games in future. My bad. And okay, I've just made the judgment call to turn this particular episode of the series into a Christmas period special in game, and we're going to also record the one away to Norwich, who are 19th in the table, second bottom of the league. We've got Stacey at right back, Cook and Ake returns to the centre of defence now, and Rico reclaims his spot at left back. Matic, Cook and Lerma, King on the left, and Adam Hlosek does start on the right hand side. Callum Wilson up top to begin with, of course, the man bang in form. So let's see how we get on against Norwich City. And you know, I'll be honest, I mean, part of the reason for playing this extra game was so that we could hopefully finish the episode on a high and not on the disappointment of that draw against Sheffield United. I mean, that's a game, to be honest, that I think we'd win 9 times out of 10 in the form we're in at home against a middling side. But you know, slightly disappointed with that result, but we can make up for it here with 3 points away from home against a struggling Norwich side. Hopefully, I mean, fingers crossed, that's the intention for this episode. But I mean, they're certainly not going to make it easy for us. I mean, we beat them 4-1. Doesn't seem that long ago we played them last, but as I say that, Ramsdale's down to collect it. Yeah, I mean, there's certainly not going to be any pushovers. I mean, there's no easy games really in the Premier League, and Norwich are certainly proving that thus far. And here they come again. Oh, little bit of pinball there. Can't see. King away, but only half cleared. Norwich still in possession. I mean, they're playing well. Don't dive in. Oh, well done. Wins the ball. Yeah, I mean, certainly not a one-sided affair by any stretch of the imagination. The players are fired up. Come on, lads, show me something out there. Let's send the travelling fans home happy. Come on, boys. How's Hlosek doing? He's on a 6-way. You know, not really done much of note as of yet. And it looks like we're going to get through to half time. A pretty dull game, and we've not even had a highlight of our own yet. Let's say I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed with Callum. He's done nothing. And into the second half. Norwich 0, Bournemouth 0. Maybe time to go a little bit more attacking. Change that mentality slightly. As you know, this is the kind of game we want to be winning. And hopefully the players respond to that. They do. It's Norwich again with a highlight though. Free kick, and that's tipped over by Aaron Ramsdale, who's been progressing really well in training actually. In this save. Oh, hang on, Hlosek, this is his chance. He's got Akers in front of him. He's got a man to beat, and Jamal Lewis makes the tackle. It may be Almada. Oh, hang on. King's obviously been a man in form, but I'm going to bring him off for Almada. He's also more than capable. And let's see if we can. I need to demand more from the players. They need to give me more. Now I've won you all over. Now it's time for you to deliver for me. Who's it going to be? Oh, Lewis Cook's picked up a knock. Let's get him off. Bring Billing on. Come on, lads. Ida comes on for Norwich. I mean, is this game just going to fizzle out? It's looking that way, isn't it? Do I want to make any other changes? I think I'll just be making a change for the sake of it. I mean, let's see. We've yet to have a highlight. Looks like we've got one here, have we? Billing, Matic, Almada. He scored off the bench. The little Argentinian. I mean, I sold him this transfer to the club on the basis that he was going to be a star man for us, and I've no doubt that he will be in the near future. But he's had to settle for a place on the bench for large parts of the season. I mean, when he has been on the field, he's done well. I mean, I can't knock him. I can't knock his performances. He's done okay for a young player adapting to the Premier League. But as Adam Ida races away, he's quick. Oh, good tackle, Jefferson. And Hlosek. That's the ball. It's Callum Wilson. Oh, keeper got a strong hand to it and deflected it just wide. Thought for a second it might just drop into the back of the net, especially the way things have been going for Callum Wilson all season long, but wasn't to be on that occasion. It'd be time to make another change here. I mean, that's just to waste time more than anything. Maybe bring Gosling on for Lerma. See out and waste a few more seconds. And are we going to hang on to the win? I mean, a win's a win. I'll take 1-0 all day, every day. And we have sealed it. It was a tight game. Thiago Almada with about 10 minutes to go. But let's see. Let's have a look at the league. So yeah, we remain in 5th position, 37 points from 20 games. Wilson's 4 goals ahead of Aguero in the Golden Boot standings. And he also got the most player of the match awards. But yeah, things certainly looking good. And I think that will do it for this episode where we come back. I mean, nothing's jumping out. We've got a couple of winning. I mean, West Ham, it's going to be tricky. Forest in the Cup. Watford at home. Sheffield United away. A chance to get revenge. You don't have to wait too long to play them again. Maybe I'll come back for somewhere here. Maybe Tottenham at home. United away. Seems like the go-to. Yeah, I'll come back in February. And it's almost time to look at the transfer window as well, so I'll give you an update on that as well. Alright, thanks for watching. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel. It would mean a lot to me if you did that, and I'll see you guys again soon. Thanks.